We are here today interviewing Ginger Foster, who, even though he doesn't always like to admit that he's from Paris, Texas, Robbie Van Winkle, more commonly known as Vanilla Ice. She went to high school with him, and she had an opportunity to go out on a date with him. Ginger, tell us about that.
Well, when I was in high school, I was taking a co-op class, and I was studying and working at the same time, and I was sitting in class one day, and this really good-looking guy walks in and asks the professor or the teacher, how do you do debit or withdrawals in your checking account? He was taking a personal and family finance class, and I turned around and asked, who is that? And they said, that's Robbie Van Winkle. And I was like, oh, okay, well, he must be taking other classes or something, because I've never seen him before, you know. And days went by, months went by, yearbook pictures were taken, time passed on, and I was walking out of co-op class one day, and there he was, standing right in front of me, and he asked me if I'd like to go out to dinner with him, or go out on a date, and I told him that I had just got out of a relationship, so I didn't think that would be fair to him, and he appreciated my honesty, and told me that was, you know, great, and everything, and that was kind of like my little bit of touch of fame. I mean, Robbie Van Winkle, I mean, later known as Vanilla Ice, you know, that sang Ice Ice Baby, so, you know, could have ended up dating him. It would have been something completely different.
You lived in New York City for a while, and I think you had one or two encounters with some famous people there. Tell us a little about that.
Well, one time I was in an Irish pub and I saw Kim Cattrall. Some people know from
Sex and the City. Yes, Kim Cattrall.
Yes, and she was with Ashton Kutcher, and they were having a brunch. And I walked by her, and she said, well, really lovely shoes that you have on. And I said, well, thank you very much. And just, you know, I kept walking, because in New York, the paparazzi, they don't really bother New Yorkers, and the public doesn't really bother New Yorkers or anything like that. And if you're in New York, it only takes like a New York minute, and they consider you a New Yorker. So you can just travel there for vacation, and then you're a New Yorker. And then when you leave, you're from wherever your hometown is. But I walked past her, and I just simply said thank you, and didn't think much about it, because there, you know, you're like a number. Except for a couple other occasions, I went to dinner with, some people know the wine, some of you might not know, but I went with Salvatore Coppola. He's related to Francis Coppola. That does
Francis Ford Coppola, the famous director,
yes, that does the wine. And we went to dinner, and he eventually took me out on the town. He asked me my name. I was there because I was applying for employment. And I told him Ginger Foster. And he said, oh, you must be part Irish. And I said, well, I'm not sure. I'm part Italian. And he said, oh, well, what's your mother's maiden name? And I said, well, Genovese. You know, and some people pronounce it Genovese. And he said, oh, well, then you must have been related to Kitty Genovese, you know, that was stabbed here in New York. And I said, I'm not exactly sure. And he said, well, all the Genoveses are related, so you definitely are. And he told me the story about how everybody kind of turned their back.
Yeah, all those people in the apartments who raised their windows and heard her screaming, didn't respond.
Didn't respond. They didn't want to get involved out of fear or something like that.
Right.
So, but anyway, regardless, he told me a couple other things about New York and how they dress, and to go to tailor and make sure that your hem length is just perfect and everything. And so I took his advice, and he told me a couple places to go for makeup, because they rarely wear a lot of makeup in New York. It's minimalist there. So, but it was a great evening, and he said, well, I would like to see you again, and he said, I don't think that will be the case, because I might have scared you off, because he really did take me out on the town. We went to like 3 different wine bars, and we had dinner, and then we went back to his restaurant for dessert and all kinds of stuff. But I did go back in when I was getting ready to relocate to Texas, and I told him, thank you, you did get to see me again, I'm relocating. And he said, oh, I'm so sad to hear that. But anyway, I relocated back to my hometown, Paris, Texas, and sitting here with Jeff Vernadeau doing this interview.
Well, Ginger, thank you for being my guest today, and we would love to have you back again for future interviews.
Yes, that would be great.
Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.
Ginger Foster.
Thank you, Jeff.